everyone! So today I'm going to be making pickles, well, sourdough pickles, and I actually got my recipe from the from Mason Top fermenting cookbook. It came with my fermenting kit from Mason Tops. I love this kit. The first thing you'll need to do is to get cucumbers. And it's not just any cucumbers out there. It does need to be the right kind of cucumber that's good for pickling and fermenting. So the one that Mason Tops suggests is Kirby, or when I go to Whole Foods, I actually get the Persian cucumbers. They are really great for fermenting, and that's what I have been using pretty much most of the time I've been making pickles. Once you get your cucumbers, you will need to wash them. Do not wash them in any antibacterial soaps because this will get rid of the good bacteria that you need for fermenting. When you wash them, wash the blossom end of the cucumbers because there's an enzyme that harbors there called pectin that makes your cucumbers soft, that can make your pickles soft during the fermentation process. So let's go wash them. After you wash them, you will soak them for about an hour or two in some ice cold water. What this does, it helps the cucumbers stay crispier. What you'll need is a grape leaf. I do not have a grape leaf because I find them really hard to get at the store, and even some of the workers at like Whole Foods, Sprouts, do not even know what that was either. They're hard to find, and you probably just have to end up getting it online somewhere. But you can use a bay leaf. Now, the reason why it calls for a grape leaf, at least this recipe, is because grape leaf contains tannins, which helps neutralize the pectin enzymes. And remember, the pectin enzymes helps makes the cucumbers, could make the cucumbers softer, so it just helps neutralize it, so that way your cucumbers stay crispy. So instead, I'm just going to use a bay leaf right here. So the recipe is just one bay leaf. I'm doubling this, so normally this makes a quart. I'm making 2 quarts because I do not like to cook more than I have to. So I'm actually going to double this. This is in place of the grape leaf. The next thing it calls for is actually a bay leaf. So 1 bay leaf and then another bay leaf. The next thing are my peppercorns. Peppercorns, we're going to do a teaspoon of peppercorns. And again, I'm doubling this, so I'm going to do 2. A couple of ways I wanted to show you how to peel garlic. First one is, you put one in here. This is a cool little silicone type thing, and it's just squishy like this, and you just put your garlic in here and just roll it, and then it comes out with the shell out. Or the other one is you put this in the jar, you put them in a jar with the peel, and you screw on the lid and you just shake it. You got one, you peeled another one, these have not. So, come to your preference. I prefer just this one. Once you peeled your garlic cloves, you'll just put them in the jar. You can cut them up and have more of a flavor, but I like to have them whole sometimes and just eat them by themselves once they're fermented. After I'm done with this, I will need a 1 dill flour. I do not have a dill flour, and I do not really want to go out of my way to get it when I make this, but I do have dill seeds. So what you'll need is just 2 teaspoons dill seeds per 1 dill flour. And I am doubling this, so I'll do 1 more. After this, you will just start putting in your cucumbers. And then you will submerge it in a brine, which you will I'll put salt. I'll even do it right now. So 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon of salt for 2 cups of 2 cups of water. But I'm doubling this, so I'm actually going to do 2 of this. One-handed. I'm not very graceful. And then you'll just stir this. Let's pack the cucumbers in the jar. So I'm just going to tilt it so that way it's easier for me to see. You can try to pack them as much as you can, but don't pack them so tight that it bruises them, because then they'll just go soft. If you have a little bit more space, so in my fermenting 101 I talked about giving enough head space, right? You'll need about 2 to 3 inches from the top of the rim, so about 1 inch, like right here, 1, 2, 3. So I could do a little bit more pickles right here, maybe cut them in half or cut them in little pieces. That is perfectly okay. I've had to do that with other pickles, so that way I can fit as much as I could, get the most out of my jar. But you don't have to. You can just use other jars. But there it is. So it's packed up, and now I'm just going to put the brine in there. Remember how I talked about that there's dry salting and then there's the brine? So this is cucumbers you'll do in a brine. You'll submerge them in a brine, not dry salting like you do with cabbage, for instance. You will just fill it up to the top where that head space is. Remember, you gotta give enough space, so that way it doesn't overflow. So right here, so that's a good amount, pretty much to the shoulder. That's really good. If you have cucumbers that are slightly longer and they're going above the brine, you can fill it up until it covers that pickle. Just make sure you don't fill it up too high, so that way it doesn't overflow. Once you're done with your brine, you can put your weight in here, but the cucumbers are so tight, none of them are going to come to the surface, so I don't really need a weight. What I'm going to do instead is, because I still have some of the dill seeds at the top, I do not want them exposed to the oxygen. The way that I do this is get my muslin towel or cheesecloth, and then I tuck it in there. I'm now going to put on my pickle pipe and make sure it's all clean at the top here. Just put that at the top, get my ring, just screw it on, and guess what? You are finished. Just put it in a dark spot. Anything just away from direct sunlight. If you do not have a dark spot, you can just put it in on your counter, and then just let it do its thing. Let the bacteria do their thing. You can leave it for about 2 to 3 weeks. Check up on it once in a while to make sure everything's going well. And then once you're done, just unscrew the lid and get a flat lid. And then put it in the fridge. And that is it. Enjoy your pickles. You are going to love this. Oh, so much better than store-bought. Well, thank you for watching the video, and yes, I am wearing a new outfit. That's because this is a different day. The reason being is I didn't want to close it too soon with that last video because I wanted to show you something. So this is actually our final product. I wanted to show you what it looked like after, instead of just the whole process of making it. So this is after. Look how gorgeous they look. They are so yummy. So yummy. The reason why they're empty is because we already had some. These are already made ones, and they were so yummy. And not only that, but my favorite part is we actually started a new batch a few days ago. So this is a whole completely different portion of the video. But we have our sauerkraut, 2 different versions of sauerkraut back there. But these are the pickles, and this is a different way that we also ferment. This is the one that you saw with the pickle pipe right there. And this is another version. If you want to know more about that one, feel free to comment and let us know. But this is them in the process. So the fact that they're getting cloudy, you'll see, that's just a really good sign. That's just the bacteria starting to do their thing and happy and working well. So, anywho, now I will close. Thank you so much for watching the video. Subscribe, comment below, turn on the notification bell so that when you get videos, notifications whenever we post a new video. Thanks!